Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon Jabber HD, and today we have week 6 of the competitive Showdown League Majors division, and we are facing off against Collin and the San Antonio Espurrs, who are currently winless, so we definitely don't want to be the first ones to break that streak. And as far as history goes, we have played each other multiple times, and it seems that just about every game is a blowout, so that's usually what happens, except this team that I've built this time I don't think has the capabilities really to blow them out, so at least if that trend is going to continue, it's definitely not going to be me winning. So I definitely don't think that my team can just set up and sweep them like I think I generally have in the past, at least not in a way that would net me like a 4-0 or better. So I think that regardless, though, we have some solid mons coming, as you can see on top of the screen, but his team consists of the Mega Sharpedo that he loves so much, Latios, Gengar, Melodic, Rotom Heat, Whimsicott, Miltank, Weezing, Alolan Dugtrio, Diancie, Crabominable, and Gliscor, which the Z-Mons would be the Latios, Gengar, and Diancie. And then our team is unchanged. It's Mega Lopunny, Sela Stila, Tapu Fini, Nidoqueen, Serperior, Jolteon, Zoroark, Delphox, Lycanroc, Mesprit, Scyther, and Gastrodon, with the Z-Mons being Lycanroc, Delphox, and Sela Stila. And so, with the way I wanted to win this game was obviously Lycanroc is how I generally want to win every game if possible, and I felt that this time around, while generally a Swords Dance plus Z-move is really good, that's not actually what I'm going to be bringing. So the point of the rest of my team is kind of just chip down everything so that Lycanroc can just pick off everything, and you'll see in a sec why. But my first mon that we have here is Mega Lopunny, which has enough speed to outspeed wow, why am I blanking here? Whimsicott, duh. Okay, my bad. I've already done the battle, so this is I'm super late on recording a lot of things, so most of the next videos I'm doing, I will unfortunately have done the team builder or after I already know how the battle goes, but I will try not to spoil anything. And yeah, so we're outspeeding Whimsicott, which I know it's Prankster, but since I have Quick Attack, it could come into play. And since I'm already able to be adamant just outspeeding Whimsicott, which is the fastest mon on his team, obviously barring like a Scarfer or Sharpedo that's already speed boosted, which I can't really do much about that anyway with Lopunny. So it's just gonna hit everything hard. It's High Jump Kick, Facade, Quick Attack, and Power Up Punch. The Facade is for potentially getting burned, because I could see myself maybe needing to switch this into a Rotom Heat since I don't really have great switch-ins, as well as maybe taking a Scald from Melodic, so that's why I just dumped the remaining into Special Defense. And I thought about Ice Punch, but I really don't see Gliscor coming. And if it does, I don't think it's going to be defensive. So I don't really see the need to do that, and then Power Up Punch is just great in general. Then next up we have the Serperior here that outspeeds the Gengar and Latios, and it has Leaf Storm and Hidden Power Rock, which kinda covers the team. Like, it's pseudo, like it doesn't hit everything really all that hard, but Miltank walls this, and I'm aware of that because I'm running Synthesis Defog as the last two, because I want to defog just in case. I know his rockers aren't really great, but I don't want rocks damage to rack up on my team, because I don't really have much recovery other than on this. So Defog was kind of just a filler, because really the only other move I'd probably put on there is Toxic, because Grass and Rock covers the team enough for me to be comfortable, and the Cassid Berry makes sure that Sharpedo doesn't kill me. That's basically the It's gonna need Poison Jab, in my opinion, just because I have the Feeny. So if it's running, Crunch, and then maybe even, Waterfall or Psychic Fangs, well, it still needs Poison Jab to really hit the Feeny. So Cassid Berry works for that, as well as potentially even a Scarfed Gengar. It could come into play, as well as if just randomly, goes for the Poison move and he's pretty weakened, then I can pick it off. But this is specifically for Sharpedo, since that is definitely a threat to my team if it speed boosts enough. But that's why I have the quick attack on Lopunny and other priority elsewhere. But another thing that can help me with Sharpedo is, I'm assuming Mega Sharpedo is going to be run Adamant here, because obviously we speed tie if we're both max speed anyway. So Scarfed Zoroark with Dark Pulse, Grass Knot, Flamethrower, U-Turn. It has enough speed, like I said, to outspeed Adamant Sharpedo when it's Mega Evolved at +1. So in case that comes into play, that would be nice. But otherwise, Dark Pulse just hits the team extremely well, with Flamethrower hitting the Whimsicott and the Crabominable that resists the dark move, and then Grass Knot is just the strongest move I can really do against Melodic, which if it's Fizz Def, then it shouldn't take it too well. Like, it's still super bulky, so it will, but this is if Melodic's like weakened. And then U-Turn out is just nice in general. And I don't really have any plans to necessarily hide it as anything in particular, just it's Scarfed is just nice. I don't care about the illusion part. Then next up we have the Lycanroc that I've obviously come to I've grown to love. God, I can't even speak about how much I love this, because it's just I just get butterflies. Oof. But yes, it is actually Choice Banded this time around, not the usual Z move Swords Dance set, or the special Babiri Berry for taking on Scizor. But okay, this is banded because I think that's the easiest way for me to actually get a lot of kills with it, which, yeah, maybe being able to set up a Swords Dance makes me be able to just straight up sweep easier in theory, but then it comes into play with depending on I have to get Sharpedo into certain range, and also potentially play the Protect correctly unless I save my Z move, which the Z move would probably be better used on a bulkier mon anyway. So I didn't want to play those games. Instead, with Banded, Stone Edge, Fire Fang honestly covers everything. Like, it hits everything pretty hard. I know, like, Weezing, Max Fizz Def and like a Flame Orb Melodic can probably take some hits, but if I can weaken them a little bit, this just goes to town. He really doesn't have any rock switch-ins, because Alolan Dugtrio is the only thing, which I'm outspeeding the Gengar and the Latios. Same speed as the Superior. And Accelerock and Sucker Punch are nice priority, Accelerock being obviously the stab priority with nice rock typing, and then Sucker Punch is for just a potentially Scarfed Latios or Gengar. Like, I have access to Crunch, but I figured Stone Edge actually does plenty damage anyway, so Sucker Punch is specifically for if one of those is Scarfed, and I determine that. Obviously, I have to scout for it first, but Scarfed of those can be an issue since it's also faster than my Zoroark, so I did want to be aware of that. But next up we have Tapu Fini with the Wiki Berry. Try number 2, since last time we got crit and then died and put out of range of the Wiki Berry and just died instead. So trying again, but this one is not necessarily meant to set up. Calm Mind's is there as more or less a filler because it can be useful, but Moonblast, Surf, and Nature's Madness just hits everything pretty well, as well as Misty Terrain is just nice because obviously no status that he can do to my team since it's all grounded other than the Sela Stila, and I guess I'm not really that worried about Melodic, but if it Flame Orb won't get activated, so that's cool, or maybe he just won't even bring it. And yeah, I think Wiki Berry is just better because I don't think I'm going to stay in that many turns, so leftovers isn't going to rack up as much, and obviously this can take on... It can definitely take a hit from Mega Sharpedo, it can take a hit from Latios, it probably can take a hit from Gengar. I don't really want it to, but you know, if I have to, it can whittle down Melodic easily, especially because I can Nature's Madness it until the point where if he's just Recover Stalling, then I can Calm Mind up, and it just can, in general, like, it doesn't really have anything that can do a ton to this other than like maybe an offensive Rotom or like a Specs Gengar. Like, otherwise he actually has a hard time like killing this, but it does get worn down, so I will definitely have to, you know, play it accordingly. And lastly, we have finally Z-move Sela Stila, because I always end up bringing it so defensively, but this time it's actually offensive with Heavy Slam, Seed Bomb, Stone Edge with the Rocky MZ to nuke the one thing that really gives it trouble, which is the Rotom Heat. But everything else, honestly, I can set up on. Like, it really, like, it takes a hit from everything. So I can honestly set up on just about everything other than maybe the Rotom Heat. So that, like, at least like that's how I would plan to do it. And so I definitely, I mean, I hope this can maybe sweep or at least just pave the way for Lycanroc to do so, but I'm very excited to use this, as well as it's got plenty of bulk to live a lot, and then the speed can at +2 outspeed up to Whimsicott, so I mean Scarfers will still outspeed me, but regardless, that's not, like, this isn't necessarily to finish the sweep, because if I'm weakening his whole team by using this, or weakening really like things other than Rotom Heat, then that opens the door for Lycanroc. And obviously the main goal in every game, first and foremost, is get Lycanroc kills, and preferably a sweep, and then obviously win the game. But with that, I will be back with Team Preview. And we are back with Team Preview, as Collin has decided to bring the Latios, Rotom Heat, Mega Sharpedo, Melodic, Miltank, and the Gengar. So, seeing that, I know that obviously Superior can't really do anything until the Miltank is gone. So if I can get that out of the way early, I will, but it's not really the biggest deal, in all honesty, because I think my team actually deals with it, I mean, phenomenally beyond the Superior. So I don't see Miltank being an issue, so Superior definitely could help late game if I can keep it around. Otherwise, you know, it can help just switch into the Sharpedo or the Melodic if needed, and just sits this up and then get out on the Miltank, because I have many things that can do a ton of damage to it, being the Sela Stila, the Lycanroc, and the Lopunny. But I'm going to first lead off with the Zoroark, because I want to potentially catch a surprise kill. I know it's cheesy to lead Zoroark, which, I mean, I genuinely hate doing it, but I felt in this matchup that was honestly my best possible lead, for the sake of I could get some damage off. Nothing he really has is gonna OHKO me, in all honesty, like, unless he, you know, knows it's Zoroark off the bat, which, I mean, it could be, you know, like, he could just, you know, predict that, or I think I hit it as Lopunny anyway, so he could go for the fighting move regardless. But I am, you know, I can Dark Pulse or U-turn to gauge some damage and maybe find out some more information. So I do lead off with the Zoroark disguised as the Lopunny, and I'm just going to go for U-turn on the Rotom Heat. And actually, so I mean, obviously that reveals that I'm Zoroark, but and I go into Superior expecting the Volt Switch from him, because I don't think he would Fire Move immediately. It actually reveals that he is FizzDef with that U-turn damage, so that's just good information. I go into my Lopunny on the Body Slam, which I'm Limber before Mega Evolution, so that wasn't a risk of getting parried. As I high jump kick, and he actually reveals the Chople Berry and like a ton of defense, but his Hammer Harm doesn't even kill me, and I'm not even like HP what's it called? Like, I'm not Fizdef invested, and I high jump kick just again because he has nothing to switch in, and I 2-hit KO Melodic, so that's actually amazing, and Melodic's out of the way. I mean, it wasn't a huge threat, but just helps. And so I'm gonna save this, go into my Tapu Fini because I know I can take it, because I know he's defensive just based off of the damage. Like, has like no special attack investment, which is interesting, but it's not really an issue to me since I have Lycanroc. As he goes into Gengar and goes for Thunderbolt, probably expecting me to go into the Sela Stila, so not going for the poison move, as I actually 2-hit KO him with Surf because the Wiki Berry gets me up enough to take 2, which I'm not even, especially defensive, so I don't know if he was Scarfed or whatever, but now he can bring in the Sharpedo, which is fine with me, honestly, because I have my Serperior at enough health to live a Poison Jab comfortably, obviously barring a crit, but I'm not concerned. So I know he's just going to go into the Miltank, so that actually lets me go right into Sela Stila, since that's extremely obvious. But actually, oh my god, I'm so dumb. Whatever, I went into my Zoroark because I knew I could take a hit. I'm dumb. Whatever. Just in case he stayed in was crazy. But yeah, I Dark Pulsed to a KO. Yeah, you know what? It's been a while since I've played this, so yeah, I fooled myself. But yeah, I'm gonna just keep clicking Dark Pulse, because if I get damage off on the Shark, then I can actually just priority it away. And so he goes for the Crunch immediately and then goes for Protect, so that's smart on his part in case I was Scarfed, which I was. So, and since I stayed in, maybe that gave him an inkling to that. And so now he can just go for the Crunch again, but I'm actually going to save the Zoroark because I think it's useful. So I'm going to just sack off the Serperior. I don't really see it being able to do a whole lot since it gets out. Since I think that the Rotom's just kind of gonna get in the way, and I'm gonna be at such low health. So I'm gonna just quick attack this to get it in range of Lycanroc, as he can just Crunch kill me. I assume he protected for the fake out, but obviously I have quick attack because I didn't want that to happen. So now Accelerock guaranteed KO. Cool. I'm literally just Stone Edge the last two and I can win. So I'm going to switch out into my Sela Stila. I can live any hit from this because it is defensive. So he does go for the Will-O-Wisp, which makes sense, he's defensive. I can live any hit, like I said, so I can Autotomize here. But he actually crits me. So that sucks for, a couple of reasons. Obviously that, like I said, I live any one hit because he's defensive. Like, it does like 82 max. And I can just get chip damage off on, I would imagine is either this or the Latios, which in either case, if I can get enough chip damage, then Scarfed Zoroark can just take this out and then do enough damage to where on Latios to where Lycanroc can kill it, or Lycanroc can just KO both. I don't know the for sure calcs at this point, but if he's like max Fizdef, Stone Edge should kill this. So I will go into Lycanroc now, but I actually missed the Stone Edge, and that really sucks because now I'm burned. Which, if I went for the Rockium on this, that's for sure a kill no matter what. Because he is Charty Berry. So I wouldn't even have this burned. And so I think I just lose. I'm like, wait, what? Like, I can't believe I lost this. Like, But I'm, just going to keep Stone Edging. I don't know what set he is on Latios. If he's Scarfed, he wins. I can't do anything. I can't really switch into Zoroark because it's weakened on these overheats. So I just have to keep Stone Edging. And, yeah, I'm at like half health now, and so this still has a chance to like 2-hit KO. I don't know his spread. It does 45, so maybe it can. But of course he's Dragon Dance, so I lose. I actually lose, and I'm shocked by this, and I'm upset for Lycanroc because I had the sweep perfectly set up. I go to Zoroark, but he is EV'd properly and faster, so. So we lose, a heartbreaker here. Lycanroc sweep, gone. The win, gone. Just because of the combination of the crit and the miss. Because if only one happened, I actually can still win. And I should theoretically win. For a variety of reasons here. One of which being I would actually be, like, if I look back at the roll on a burnt Stone Edge, on the Lycanroc, or I mean on the Rotom Heat, it did 55.8 while I was burned. So that means, you know, Charty Berry gone, being that I used the Rockium on the Rotom Heat, then I kill it. Like, it's just, ugh. And also, so another thing I thought about after the battle was how much is, you know, an Earthquake do to me at neutral. Because if he had decided to just go for that, forgetting I'm Scarfed or whatever, like, I actually don't die to 1. So if I, you know, if I'm hitting my moves and I'm not burned, I actually would be at 100% on the, you know, on the Lycanroc, since I didn't take any damage before bringing it in until missing my Stone Edge. So I actually live an Earthquake from his Latios if I'm at full. So, you know, if I hit a Stone Edge on it and it does, you know, same roll but not burned, being what, 44.9, so just about 90%, I actually can just switch out into so I mean, I can either Stone Edge twice, or, well, realistically, so I wouldn't want to miss, I probably would Stone Edge if I hit it, you know, do 90%, and he Dragon Dances up, I switch out into Zoroark, sack it, then I can go right back into Lycanroc and just Accelerock and win. And so that, I mean, you know, hacks happens, it's part of the game. I'm more sad that the Lycanroc didn't sweep, because I set it up, what I thought was perfectly, but it did not work that way, since I got crit and then missed the Stone Edge, but bound to happen, so we move on, and we are still 3-3, so season's not by any means lost, and definitely have a long ways to go, and hopefully we are more successful than we were this week. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!